thank the chairman. I thank the ranking member for the amendment. I think it's a reasonable amendment, and I would relish the opportunity to debate the amendment with my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. I am very confused by this strategy that they seem to have adopted, and I guess I just wanted to test it for myself, because as I walked in here, one of my colleagues said, no, if you offer to debate them in any way on any subject, they'll refuse to engage with you. They won't respond, that there's some sort of, I don't know, tactic that they've adopted. I said, there's just no way that that's true. So, because I, of course, serve with Mr. Roy, for example, on the Rules Committee, and we engage in fulsome debate on that committee, and I just can't believe that this would be a tactic he, of all people, my friend from Texas, would adopt. Mr. Roy, seriously? Is it, you won't respond? We can't have any conversation? Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm delighted. Would you be willing to debate this particular amendment with me? Because I'd be interested in your thoughts. What was that? What was that? What was that? No, I know. I'm offering you the opportunity. I assume you're against this amendment, and I just wonder if you might engage with me for a few moments on why. Nothing? Mr. Roy, come on. Because here's the thing. I know for a fact you disagree with this strategy. Like, I don't know what Chairman Jordan said to all of you to compel you to say, we're just getting this gag order. You're not allowed to talk for 24 hours. I mean, it is insanity. This is not elementary school. What are we doing? Mr. Tiffany, we served together on the Public Lands Subcommittee. You're the chairman. We had a fulsome hearing yesterday, hours of debate. Do you have any comments on this amendment? I assume you have a position on it? I would yield. What was that? I don't know if the cameras could capture it. I think some sort of gesture. I cannot believe that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have debased themselves in this way. I mean, this committee has long been known as a committee that engages in rigorous and robust debate. Mr. Chairman, could I indulge you? Would you be willing to just debate with me for a moment on this amendment? Nothing? This is probably the only time in the 7 years I've been in Congress that Chairman Jordan has refused to make a comment.
No, let me do that.
Really? I'm happy to yield a moment to you. Do you support this amendment that Mr. Raskin has offered?
The simple and straightforward amendment for the.
What was that? It's a simple and straightforward amendment, exactly?
That's what every amendment, I think.
No, but this one is a particularly simple and straightforward. I mean, look, here's the thing. This amendment, very simple, very straightforward. All it says is that the grants that the Department of Justice has allocated pursuant to the authority that we have given that department for police departments in Ohio, in the chairman's state, that those grants be held harmless. That these grants that DOJ had managed to cut to local police departments, that they be reinstated. That's it. That's all this amendment does. Nothing else.
Will the gentleman yield for a minute?
One of my Republican colleagues, or is it?
No, sorry.
Oh, on the yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
sorry.
There's not a single Republican colleague of mine that will engage in any way. I just think it falls short of the standards of this august body and this committee. And Mr. Chairman, I get it. I know you want this hearing to end early. I understand, but why not live up to the values of this committee and the expectations of this committee, and let's have a healthy exchange of views back and forth, and we can then let the chips fall where they might. So I'll give you one last opportunity. On this one, you must, come on.
You're a kind man.
Well, I'll yield to my colleague from...
Well, I was just going to suggest that we see if Mr. Van Drew is back there. He's been chomping at the bit to say something. I don't think he's ever spent this many hours without speaking. So I don't know if he's back in the anteroom over there, but certainly that might be your best bet.
Yeah, I think he's in hiding. And, you know, it's consistent with the approach that my colleagues have regretfully taken over the course of the last couple of weeks, most of them not holding town halls. Constituents can't find them. And lo and behold, now here in the committee, where we're supposed to be debating these kinds of amendments and, you know, aren't willing to say a word. And we've been here before. I mean, we had the reconciliation debate, of course, when Democrats were in the majority. I served on this committee. And we had a debate. There was never an order from the chairman to say, you're not allowed to say a single word for 24 hours. That was never an edict that came down from Chairman Nadler. I don't recall that. So anyway, I see I'm out of time.
Certainly not.